design we'll be working with in this video series was created by Betty Bisenthal specifically for students to learn how to theme. It's a fairly simple design with only 3 columns and an image up at the top. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at the features of the design, how the theme will be built out, and the things in Drupal that we need to create in order to work with our theme and our design. Are you ready? Let's get started. Throughout the series, you're going to learn how to build this design. It's fairly straightforward with 3 columns. The first for navigation, the second for a featured or decoration area, and the third for content, which on the home page is subdivided into 3 distinct areas, or perhaps 2 distinct areas, one of which has 2 pieces of content displaying in it. This theme is a rewrite of one that was originally created a couple of years ago. The original theme is available for download at drupal.org/project/domicile. When this theme was originally created, it was built using the 960 base theme. This base theme is a simple adaptation of the 960 grid framework. We'll be incorporating the grid framework directly into our theme using a plugin which generates a bunch of the SCSS files for us. The design, shown here, has also been adapted by a few others on the internet. The first for Kid Active, the second for Digitize the Dawn. All the same basic layout, it's just the images that have been swapped out. Even though the way the theme was constructed has changed, the site build is approximately the same. Let's take a look at the administrative area now. The customization that was done for our particular theme was to add some custom blocks, the pull quote in the center, a couple of menus, and also the footer. The content we had to make some decisions around in terms of how to split up those 2 areas on the bottom and also the big area on the top, and there's lots of different ways that you can approach that. We've done it by creating one custom block and then by having the river of news subdivided visually into 2 distinct areas just through CSS. You will also do some customization of image styles, and that's done through configuration and then image styles. You'll be customizing the thumbnail, which comes with Drupal core, down to a 60 by 60 square. You'll also learn how to generate some fake content with the Devel Generate module. We'll be generating both fake content and also some fake menus. Well, I suppose they're actually real menus, but they've just got lorem ipsum in them. I don't spend a lot of time explaining the 960 grid framework, but let's take a look at how quickly you'll be able to snap together a layout with about 15 lines of Sass. Here's our layout file that you'll be using. You'll import a couple of SCSS files into your layout file. You'll set the number of columns that you want to use, and then simply decide what names you want to use for your layout. Notice the semantic naming here, and then assign the number of grid columns you want to use for each of those different areas. So long as these class and ID names are used correctly in your page.tpl.php file, the layout will just snap itself together. It's an absolute delight to work with and means that you are in far more control over the naming of your classes and layouts than you were in the previous version of this theme. If you'd like to compare what it used to look like and what it does look like now and the advantage that Sass gives you, I encourage you to download the original theme from drupal.org/project/domicile and take a peek at what the CSS looks like. It's still fairly short, maybe 150 lines of code, but it's a completely different approach as far as the naming goes. So that's a quick overview of what you'll be working on throughout this learning series. I hope you're excited to get started on going from design to theme.